Hello, everyone. I'm Katie Talati, Director of Research at Arca, and welcome to this week's edition of What's Driving Token Prices. So here at Arca, I'm responsible for identifying and analyzing digital asset and blockchain opportunities for Arca's hedge funds. As part of our research, my team and I examine token prices and the market events that act as catalysts for price shifts. Based on our research and market events over the past week, here are some notable token price movements and what we think drove these markets. Before we get started, guys, just a reminder, this commentary is not intended to be investment advice, investment research, or recommendation. Please consult your investment professional for your own circumstances. All right, guys, hope you are ready to get started this week. So first up, we have Near. Near is an L1 protocol focused on sharding as its scaling solution. They announced last week that they raised $350 million in new funding led by Tiger Global, and other investors included Republic Capital, FTX Ventures, Hashed, and Dragonfly. This is actually Near's second fundraise just this year in 2022. The first one was $150 million. In addition to this fundraise, Near also announced that it intends to launch its own stablecoin, USN, which will have similar lending rates as UST did on Terra, about 20% APR, which is, for those who aren't familiar, pretty good for essentially risk-free in the sense that you're staking or using a stablecoin which is pegged to the dollar and earning 20% on it annually. The Near token initially rose 21% after the news broke. However, it has since fallen, ending the week up 3%. All right, next up we have Atom. So Layer 1 protocol Cosmos actually completed its theta upgrade yesterday. This upgrade included the addition of interchain accounts. Interchain accounts is a feature that allows users to use the same wallet address across all the Cosmos IBC chains. So quick primer or reminder for those who aren't familiar with Cosmos and that ecosystem. So Cosmos essentially acts as like a messaging and security layer. And essentially they have their base layer, but then there's other chains that kind of build on top of it. And essentially it's called the hub and spokes model. So Cosmos is the hub and then all of the other chains on it are spokes. So previously, if you were using the Cosmos chain and then say one of their other chains, such as Osmosis or Juno or Evmos, you had to you would have a different wallet. Your wallets wouldn't be linked between Cosmos and all these other IBC chains. Interchain accounts introduces the ability for you to have the same wallet address across all these chains, which just from a total user experience perspective really improves the process. And it just means that you won't have to jump around to different wallets and addresses every time you change which chain you're on. This is kind of like one of those evolutions within the space, like technology-wise, that we really want to get to, because it means that it's just a very seamless user experience and you don't know that you're going to different chains. So this was a huge upgrade, definitely really great for adoption. Despite this, Atom ended the week down almost 9%, and its trailing 7-day transactions were also down 40%, most likely in anticipation of the upgrade as people, didn't perform anything on the chain while there was maintenance going on. All right, next on here we have BOBA network. So BOBA is a layer 2 network. They were actually spun out of Omisego, if people are familiar with that one. That's been around for a long time. They announced the close of a $45 million Series A, valuing the chain at $1.5 billion. So actually at the time of this announcement, the market cap of BOBA was like 900 million. So as you can imagine, people were looking at looked at the valuation that it was raised at and was like, oh, this is worth more. So, the token initially traded up on the news, but unfortunately, with the macro conditions being as poor as they are, it ended the week down 6%. And finally, we have Celsius. So for those who aren't familiar, Celsius is a centralized crypto loan platform. And they announced yesterday that they were going to be banning non-accredited US investors from earning crypto rewards while using their platform. Since most customers use Celsius to loan their crypto in exchange for interest and reward payments in the native CEL token, this could potentially stymie a decent amount of Celsius's business. Since they are a centralized loan agency, we actually don't have a ton of stats on kind of their loan business or where their customers are from, so can't say for certain that this will hurt them. However, the market did react as if it would. The token has traded down 28% since that news was announced. All right, everyone, that's all I have for you this week. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed our insights. Tune in here again next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear what's driving token prices.